Hey you guys, it's your girl Beauty by CD. If you want to know how I got this fabulous zhuzhed up bob, the cut, the color, the shaping, everything, well, I have a full length tutorial just for you guys. So stick around and I'm going to show you how you can get this look in no time. Alright you guys, again it's Beauty by CD. Follow me on Instagram at Beauty by CD. Talk to you soon. Bye. Alright you guys, so I have finished with my bob and my closure is right here, so I'm kind of doing it like a deep side part. And usually for me a deep side part would be like where my arch of my eyebrow is, so about here, so I can kind of like, you know, zhuzh and whatnot. So I'm going to part it off to cut this bob. I don't want any mistakes, so what I'm doing is just kind of like, this is going to be the front, so I'm sectioning it off, and this is the front. So the tips are going to be long. This is all a 16. I've mixed all types of hair in here. I've bleached, I've colored, and I have dark in the back and kind of dark throughout, so lots of depth and transitions going on. It's all good. So that's my pony. Okay, I want to make sure when I cut, that it's in the right position, because once I cut the back shorter, you can't then turn it around to make it work. The bob is going to be cut in the back short, and that's how it's going to look. Short in the back, long in the front.
So while you guys are in the back, you want to take it and bunch it together as if you're doing a ponytail. And this ponytail will be what gives you your leverage to get your cut. So go ahead and put a rubber band or a scrunchie behind it. Position your scissors in an upright position, and you're going to cut straight up or in an angle. Here I cut kind of like in an angle because I didn't want to like lose too much hair, because of course you're doing it blindly, and I end up cutting a little too much hair, but it all worked out because it's going to be a bob that's asymmetrical with short in the back and long in the front. And as you can see, this is what it looks like when it's all down in the back, and you can go ahead and cut it if you want to. I was going to do it, but I figure I'll take it off because I don't want to razor cut my hair and then chop off choppy layers that don't make sense. So I went ahead and I started my foundation. You want to take your first tracks in the back, in the very, very back for the bottom, and you want to create a kind of a triangle V shape. So the highest point of the V will be the point that falls like right behind your neck, and you want to make sure you get a nice V or that rounded shape as you see here. Go ahead and take it and comb everything down so that you have all the hairs, and kind of point cut it. Make sure you take the longer pieces and you bring it forward so that you don't lose the longest lengths. Point cutting helps you kind of get like a nice clean look without making it super, super sharp. It's just another way of cutting and, you know, giving you some terms. Once you're done with your first layer of hair, or, you know, your foundation, how you're starting your bob, I would go ahead and just press it out. Give it like a slight bump, not all the way through, but bring it down straight so that you see how your cut, you know, took place, and see if the shape is what you want. And if it isn't, you go back and just refine it. And as you can see, I have a nice V going. I just need to maybe go back in and kind of clean it up a little bit. This is why I like kind of like pressing it out, because it definitely shows you where your mistakes are. So you're going to move up in your bob, just adding the next layer of hair. Press that out and go ahead and clean up any straggly ends or anything that's not uniformed. And the way you do that is once you press it out and you see the curvature, whatever's underneath it should be cut. So you're going to use the first line that you created with the V as your foundation. And that's going to be your, what do you call it? That's going to be how you determine where to cut. So you want to go back in and check your work always. Here I am using a thinning shear. A thinning shear is another way of debulking a bob. If you have too many tracks together or the hair is too thick, you want to make sure you thin it out. I use it so that I can kind of like get a nice clean but layered effect on the hair, and it's a good way of debulking it layer wise without me going in and using my scissors, which will take longer. Using a thinning shear gives you a nice clean look. As you can see, I'm bringing the hair out towards me, and anything that's underneath I'm moving up and I'm cutting off. I'm moving up to the next track where I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. So it's just a repeat job. And that's why this is going to be very easy for you to duplicate. You're going to go ahead and use this as your blueprint and just follow the steps. So again, I'm pressing the hair out. Here I'm also using a heat comb. And a heat comb is just one of those combs that can bear the heat. A lot of times if you use regular combs that are not heat resistant, it may melt. And with using hot tools, especially if it's like professional grade level, it will burn your combs. When I first started out, I definitely melted a little bit of my combs. So now I have heat resistant combs. So again, you're going to keep checking your work. Whatever you have that's laying down, check it, go through it. Make sure you have what you need. If it's not good, use those thinning shears and just cut. See how I'm like debulking the hair, but I'm getting those layers? It's going to give you a nice fall. So just repeat these steps. Check your hair, pull it through, pull it outwards, and just kind of like debulk and layer at the same time. All right, so I'm getting closer to the top, and you know how you want to get that rounded shape. Here's a quick tip. If you take a razor comb and you raise it underneath it, as you see here, this would give you a nice rounded effect without having to constantly go in and keep chopping it off without losing the hair. If you traditionally cut it with the razor on the top in the front, you're going to lose some of your hair. It's going to be piecey and it's not going to fall right. But if you pick up the hair and you kind of go underneath it, you're going to get a very nice rounded effect. And I'm going to go ahead and show you guys again. So you're going to grab some of the hair, mostly at the top. Underneath it, you're going to take the razor comb and raise it underneath. You hear that sound? You want to do small and steady strokes so that way you don't take off too much hair, because the razor comb can and will remove a lot of your hair. Yes, it's a weave, but you also don't want to have to start over, so take your time, razor underneath, and let it give it that rounded effect. Comb it through and check your work. See how it kind of gave it a little bit of a rounding effect? That's what you get when you kind of razor some hair or tracks underneath. All right, so I'm getting closer to the front, you guys, and I'm just going to do the same thing. The front is pretty easy. I'm going to flat iron it out, and the tool I'm using is a FHI platform flat iron. I got this at the hair show, and it's professional grade. It gets up to 450, so it gets really hot. So at the front, all I'm doing is taking it back. To maintain the front of your hair or the length in the front, you want to make sure you take the front and you bring it backwards. So you take it towards the back of the head. So you maintain the length of your front. If you cut it towards the front, you will make it short. So pulling the hair backwards like I'm doing here maintains the length, and you want to bring it down to an angle, which will help you get your shape. Here is, I guess, the cousin of the FHI flat iron. This is a barrel. I forget the size. I think it might be a 1/2 inch. It's the bigger one. And I just kind of like to use that to give me a nice roller set look. I just alternated between that and a flat iron, and I gave it a curl at the top because I wanted the top to have a lot of, like, a lot of height. And I go back into it and I just flat iron it out so that it's smoother and not so tight, because I don't really want it like really tight Shirley temples. I just want it to have like a nice curl at the end and last longer, and that will do it. You don't have to do this step, you guys. This is like a double step. But majority of it, I use the flat iron to get this look. So now all I'm doing is checking my work. I'm going through it again, seeing where the hair is going to fall, and I'm combing it down, making sure everything is falling where it needs to be. When you lift up the hair like this, you can see where it's long and what needs to be chopped off. Go ahead and use your thinning shear and chop this off. This thinning shear will save your life. All I'm doing is repeating, constantly checking my work, because you want this bob to be flawless. Well, it's definitely going to be flawless if you take these little tips and tricks and apply it to your bob. All right, so I'm at the top, you guys, where the closure is, and this is going to be my front area. Remember, this is a deep side part bob with the front kind of long. So I want to make sure I'm not cutting off too much and maintaining the length in the front. So I'm going to kind of leave this the way it is and prepare it to go on my head. Here you see where it's going to fall on the heavy side. I'm going to take it off of the mannequin head real soon and just kind of put it on my head just so I can see where I want to curl and, shape it. I wouldn't advise you to cut the front all the way until it's on top of you, just so that you don't cut off too much hair, because again, if you cut it off, you'll have to start over if you wanted it longer, and that's not what you were trying to achieve. So I'm throwing it on. It fits really nice and really fitted. The side is going to be just straight and down, and the side with the blonde area is going to be the side that I kind of pull back. And that's another reason why I left out just a little bit of the leave out, because I wanted to be able to do like that snatch back, that little hover that you get where the bang just kind of falls over your eyes really gracefully and pretty. I kind of like that, so that's the reason why I left out a little bit of my leave out. And with this unit, I can also tuck it behind my ear, or just leave it straight. Right here, all I'm doing is I pin curled it so that I can get like a deeper, tighter curl. Whenever you curl hair and you pin curl it up, it kind of like isolates the heat right on that area, and you'll get a better formed curl. It's like processing. The heat is making it define even more. That's why a lot of people, when they're on set, they pin curl all the hair because the hair is still hot. So when they leave it and they let it go, it looks like a roller set look, and you can curl and manipulate however you want. And here I'm just like cutting the tips and forming it, because again, once you're in front of the mirror, you kind of see the direction that you want to go. And I feel like I want to kind of curl it backwards, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that on the other side. I'm going to also let my hair down so you guys can see how tight this pin curl made the curl, and how, it's keeping it really, really in place, which I love. And you can manipulate your bob however you want. You can curl it this way. You can leave it all straight. It just depends on your taste. I think this is a bob that's appropriate for different and many occasions. I can wear this to work. I can wear it to corporate America. I can wear it as a stylist, and it will rock. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching my flawless bob creation. And if you like what you see here, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my videos. Thank you.